Yeah.
So if you look over here, the modules which we are going to learn, that is the XML processing into the python.org. Then there may be a question that why we are going to proceed and why we want the XML processing should happen with the Python, right?
Yeah.
So because Python is widely used networking programming language, one of the programming language which is mostly used for the networking concept, right? And in the case of the
Yes.
networking, whatever the data we are sending on the network, that too will be in the certain format, right? That data we are sending from one source
Oh,
to another source, something like that. And XML is treated as one of the standard format to send the data, right? So like if you hit any of the any of the request you are sending to the Google or anywhere, you are sending any request, you are getting one response, right? So
okay.
the response whatever it is defined, it is going to be given only when if it is able to understand that, if it is able to understand your request, right? Without understanding
Mm-hmm.
your request, it will not give you any kind of the response, not in the Python, anywhere, correct?
Okay.
So even the if you
Yeah.
are sending any example, if you are doing any google.com also, so if what you are doing, you are sending one request to google.com with particular keywords like I
Mm-hmm.
have shown you over here, python.org and XML
Yeah.
processing, right?
Yeah.
And so whenever you are sending the request to the Google server, if something is related
Mm-hmm.
to your search is there, it will send you the response. I can You can see here the lot of the responses it is coming about there, right? And you can see this meaningful messages also about 167 this much result has been shown, right? With this
Yeah.
much second time use means something you are sending
Mm-hmm.
request to the Google server, and whatever it is related with these keywords, it is showing you. Because of that only this is the number that this much of the result has been shown, right? So how
Okay.
this networking communication happening between your system to the Google server? Because you don't have any contact or anything that you will say that I have the Google customer care phone number, I'll call him and then he will send me the request response, right? Yes, it's a standard way.
Okay.
Anyone, if even if I'm searching this keyword, I'll be able to get this output.
Mm.
Even if you are searching, you will be also able to get these outputs, right? So all these
Yes.
requests and response, whatever we are getting by sending the request, that is through some standard protocols. Protocols is nothing but simply the rules. Rules means a standard, right? Uh, if I'll take an example, if I'm here, okay, if I'm from the north and you're from the south, and the people are knowing only the local languages, right? So they can't be able to communicate, right?
Yeah.
Or you went outside and there also, if you are using your Indian language, you can't be able to communicate with them, right? So
Yeah.
what the industry has set up, that there should be one standard language that is going to be widely accepted all over the globes, and that can be not any regional, right? If you are talking in the regional,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the people will not be able to understand the things. So because of that, for the
Okay.
communications between, like from where the business is coming and they have the English as the language, so we are using English as the
Mm-hmm.
language for the communication between them, right? So what we are
Yes.
doing, we are setting some standard, right? Because if I need to talk with the, either the any of the outside the Indian peoples, not the Indians, any of the out of the, India peoples, we should communicate with them into the English, right? Otherwise, they will not understand. Most of them will, 99% will not understand, right?
Yes.
So this is the one of the rules, right? And rule is nothing but it's the protocol, a standard format that if I'm talking with them in the English, they can easily recognize and they can easily give me the response, right?
Yeah.
So like that, XML is one of the language. XML is nothing. If you search for the Google, what actually this XML, I think I hope you are knowing something about the XML, right? XML is something which is
Yeah.
you know anything of about this one?
No, I don't have idea.
Okay,
No, Vikram.
I'll tell you. If you don't have any idea, you just go to this w3schools.com. It's a very like the basic examples they will explain you. Even though most of the things is not mandatory to know you, but you should be understand that something is the XML and this is the format, and right, and you have to make use of that, right? So standard format for the XML will be like this one in the tabs. Okay, so like
Okay.
this will be your root tag if you look over here. Okay, now you tell me like you have to go to your house. Okay, you are at the airport.
Yeah.
You are going to reach
Mm-hmm.
your destination. So what you will do? You will just first from the airport you will pick some cab or something like that, and then you will tell that I need to go to a particular location. Not even the street, right? First you will tell that I have to go to this particular location, this much street, and this
Mm-hmm.
cross something like that, and then from there you will tell that this building number means one by one you are informing. But the very first thing what you are telling, I need to go to the particular place, right? You can't tell
Yeah.
that I have to go to the building number 88. He will not be able to
Mm-hmm.
recognize because there will be a lot of the building number 88 in each and every area. So
Yeah.
first, what he will tell, you have to go
Yeah.
to this particular location. From that location, this much will be cross. In this cross, uh, go to this building number, and in that building also you will tell that I have to go to the fifth floor. And even though in the fifth floor, you have to tell that
Mm-hmm.
because on the fifth floor also there will be like multiple flats will be there. So you need to specify to him if you have the lot of the luggage. Otherwise, you can by reaching to your fifth floor, you can be easily able to go over there to you, right?
Yeah.
So if you look this way, what you are telling, you are setting up some standard from where to start and where to go. So first of all, you will tell that I have to go to this location. So that will be your first point. A street will be
Okay.
second point. Third thing will be your building. Fourth will
Location,
be your
building number. Yeah.
floor number, and then you can go. Means
Mm-hmm.
you are going into depth, right? From there will be one route.
Yeah.
Route is what the location. From that route,
Mm-hmm.
because in that route is your location. So suppose California, you are taking anything. So you can't tell that I live in the California. Nobody will understand where you are exactly living, right? So what
Yeah.
you are going to tell in
Yes.
California, this particular street,
Mm.
and then this building, then
Yeah.
this floor, something like that.
How?
So yeah,
Mhm. Yeah.
so uh, if I further going to modify that California, I can treat that it's the country. So country will be your first root tag, right? From that country,
Mm-hmm.
you will tell particular state like the location, the California. Then again, you will tell that the route. So one by one internally you are telling, right? So what will be the root? Root will be the country. Inside that
Con-
there will be a state. Inside that there will
State,
be a street
everything.
name.
Yeah.
Inside that building name. Then there will be floor name like that, right? So it is like the same. If you
Okay.
look over here, the syntax, it is saying the note, right? So
Mm-hmm.
in note, it is having this much, it is having these details, this. So if you treat this one as a like a street, okay, this particular
Mm-hmm.
street, this will be your first point, right? That where you have to reach
Yeah.
building number something like.
Yes.
Then second thing you will tell that I
Mm-hmm.
need to go to that particular floor, then something like that. So XML is nothing but it's the kind of the things uh, and how it will look like. Better we can take an example also. XML example. So what I have did for this one, I have created a small thing for you. Okay, so how we are going to get the things XML. Okay, so it is saying node.xml. You can see this is the root inside that these many things is there, and it is the closing. Syntax will be like this one.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a
Okay.
single node, right? There may be chances that it is
Mm-hmm.
having the multiple node also, right?
Okay.
There may be chance that it can have the n number of the nodes, like 3 nodes, 5 nodes, something like that. Let
Mm-hmm.
me show you how we can write it out. Okay, maybe it can be complete. So this is one node. Okay, I'll format it out one quick. So this is one node, right? There may be chances that another
Mm-hmm.
node will be also present, right? Another will also present.
Okay.
Okay, So
Mm-hmm.
how each and every note is going to be modified? So suppose I am giving the name as the note 1 to this one, right? It will be the note 2. Okay. Then only it can be easily identified. Otherwise, everywhere if you are writing note, which note to be pick up, you don't know, right? And your program will not able to recognize, right?
Yes.
Let me save this one also. Anywhere I can be able to save. So note.xml. If it is XML file, you need to tell in the XML format. Otherwise, it will not recognize. Okay, you can see
Yeah.
now. If you, it is saying that this is a particular node, it is a particular node, and it is a particular node. We'll forget about the content and other things, right? So this is one of the
Yeah.
nodes. So these are the three different nodes available over here. Now I was telling that if these nodes to be specified into somewhere, right? How we are going to specify?
Yes.
So for that purpose, what we will do, we will create one node tag inside that everything will be mentioned. Correct?
Okay.
I'll show you what how actually
And
this node, yeah, how this node will look like. So this node is now the parent tag, okay,
mhm.
and these are the content inside that one. In
Okay.
anywhere, if you are looking for the nodes, it will look like this one, tree-like structure.
Okay.
Okay, and there
Mhm.
can be a number of the nodes. Okay, so suppose this is your
Yeah.
node.xml. Even though if you are creating the
Mm-hmm.
XML syntax, there may be chances that you will find somewhere it is written like this one. XML, some standard syntax is there. That is not mandatory things. Okay, that is to specify
Yeah.
like encoding type UTF-9. Somewhere you have seen in the mail or net also, right? UTF type content is not
Mm-hmm.
supported, something like that, right?
Yeah.
I'll give you the complete example itself. But this is the things. Now you tell me. Uh, I need to go to the note number 3 and I have to print the heading tag. How I can be able to reach over there?
Uh, in note one, we can directly go to the heading
What will be the path?
from note, then note one from there two from and
Note,
heading.
note, right? That will be your first thing.
Yeah.
You need to start from
Mm-hmm.
here, right? After
Yeah.
that, where you will go?
Note one.
Note.
Note one.
Why you are going to note 1?
Because we need a heading from note one.
I was saying for the note 3. Or consider for the note 1 itself.
Okay.
Note 1,
Okay. Yeah.
then heading.
Then two. We don't need to go like two from heading. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Welcome.
I was telling that if you give note slash note 1, right,
Mm-hmm.
without heading,
Okay.
if you are giving like this one only, if you give like this one, what it will go give you
Mm-hmm.
as output? In the output, whole note 1 detail it is going to print you, right? Like this
Yeah.
one. Here it is name as the note, but
Okay.
you will get the output as the note 1. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
If you remove this one slash note, then
Mm-hmm.
it will give all the 3.
Mm-hmm.
Here you
All
can see it
three.
is
Yeah.
having only one, but it will give you all the 3. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
If you give note 3, then it will give you only this content. Correct?
Yeah.
Content inside this note 3, if it is there like here to from heading body, so it will print all the 4 fields, right? If nothing is there, it will give you the blank response. But note, if I am giving over here note 5, node 5 is not there, right? Because of that, it will give you the error. Sometimes browsing the net and you will tell her this specified URL is not present, right?
Not, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that is the case, how it is going to work. So if I need to give the
Mhm.
node 3, and it will give me the all the 4 different fields, 2 from heading, right? But
Mhm.
here also, if
Yeah.
I'm giving, uh, if I want only body or heading, you need to give
Mhm.
inside this one. Okay. So what it will do,
Yeah.
it will print only the body, this message. It will not print 2 and 2 from heading. Got it?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
this is the XML example, and it's like mostly like the tree, like starting from here, it is going in depth, right? In the like a standard way, if you are having the networking devices and other things, it will be like n
Mhm.
number of the more than 50, 60 things you need to go in depth. So your URL is going to be increased. Okay.
Yeah.
So like that, it is the XML. And now a question will come: why you need to focus on that XML to learn inside the Python? Correct. So basically,
Okay.
uh, Python supports the networking programming in a very standard way, right? And most of the
Yeah.
networking programming right now is using the Python itself because of only one reason, that Python is having in-reach feature that it can support any kind of the XML, right? There should not be size
Yeah.
constraint. There should not be the tree like in-depth content. If you see this documented XML file, then e3 dot elementary, something like that, it is thing, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
If you scroll down, maybe there will be, yeah, you can see this is the one of the example, and this was the syntax I was saying, that it is something which is saying you that it is XML file with the version 1.2. Now if you look over here, it is the data. Data is the root tag. Okay, inside that, if
Yeah.
you reach to any of these country modules, what you have to do first, you have to come over here only, then only you can be reached inside it, right? Because all countries
Sure.
details are enclosed inside this data, correct?
Yeah.
So if you need to reach at this year, how you will come?
Uh, First data, then I'll
Then
come to country, but uh, like all
yeah,
the
so here
country name,
because yeah, so
Panama.
country names is like this one, because there is a multiple
Mhm.
country, because of that only it has specified the name also, right?
Yeah.
So you need to tell
Then we'll directly go
data,
to year.
yeah, data dot country, right? Data dot country. Now
Mhm.
if you telling that data dot country,
Okay.
it is also having the lot of the
Mhm.
country, right? So data dot country,
Yes.
some syntax. Okay, I'll show you. Data
Okay.
dot country. Then you need to
Mhm.
somehow you need to tell that name is equal to Panama. Then you have to print the year. But
Yes.
so how we can process this one, right? So for that purpose, the Python is
Yeah.
providing in this support for this one. If you see this documentation itself, because of that, I'm explaining you through the documentation. It will be more helpful. See, now it will
Yeah.
tell you if this is the XML, it has to work. It is going to tell you the step by step. What first thing you have to do,
Mhm.
what second thing you have to do, right? So it is telling you can import this
Yeah.
data by reading from a file. So somewhere in the file, it is like this one, country data.xml is present, right? So how to read it? So for reading, it is having, for parsing, it is having inbuilt features. You can see XML E3 elementary as ET.
ET.
And now
Yeah.
et.parse means et.parse means it is loading that XML so that it can be understood by the Python. Okay, where it has loaded into an object name called name tree. So now
Tree. Yeah.
whole data is loaded inside the tree, right?
Mhm. Yes.
So if you put tree dot something, it is going to give you the detail, whatever you are going to call, right?
Okay.
So if you see that next line, tree.getRoot.
Mhm.
Correct? If you call
Yes.
that tree.getRoot, what is the root? XML is having some inbuilt features to give methods to give you the roots, child nodes, right? So that
Okay.
we are going to explore now, and you will explore more.
Mhm.
So if you see, tree is having the whole data now. Tree.getRoot. You are seeing this one?
Mhm. Yes.
Tree.getRoot. So and you can directly print it, or if you want you can store into one variable. So root is the variable where it has stored, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So what is the value of root over here in the XML?
It is year 2011.
No, no, didn't understand. What is the root of this whole XML? This this is the
Data.
completely tree, right? So in that tree it is
Yeah.
asking the get root. Root is the data,
Mm.
right? Data is having
Okay.
one,
Yeah.
and data is having some children. One children is this one with the
Okay.
name Panama, another is this one, another is this one. So if you call data dot get
Yeah.
root, it will not work.
Mhm.
But if you call tree dot get root, it will give you the data, right? So the root value
Okay.
will be data now, right? Now if you are calling
Yeah.
root dot
Mhm.
get children nodes, all these things over here, it will be treated as the one node. Why node? Because tree, if you have seen
Okay.
the tree like a structure in the data structure, right?
Mhm.
Everything is the nodes.
Yeah.
So each and every field will be treated over here as a node. So if you tell
No.
that data dot children nodes, get children nodes, right? It will give you
Mhm.
these three different things with the three all the values, right?
Yes.
If you tell that data dot country where name is Panama and then
Mhm.
you need to get the year, it will give you the
Yes.
2011. Now
Mm.
we'll go down.
Like for that the syntax is like.
Everything is present. I am explaining over here. You can see the below line. So all these
Mm.
three things, whatever it is done over here, right? It is like the
Mhm.
step by step, but it's the beginner level of the things. Same thing, it has
Okay.
loaded directly over here in a single line. But if you look over here in the single line, I think it will be confused, right? It will be not clear, right?
Yes.
How it is, how the it is loaded, and what is the value of the root. Same thing,
Mhm.
whatever the previous three lines, you can do it like this one also. But it's for the like if you have the working experience in the Pythons, if you are the more experienced person, then you can go like this one. Otherwise, you can go like this one. It's not wrong. Okay, no need to get worried that why
Okay.
should I do in the three lines. Right.
Okay.
Now we'll
Yeah.
come further down. What it is saying, it is explaining this from a string and the parameters. Every explanation
Mhm.
it is giving you. What is this from a string? It will pass XML from a string directly into an element
Element.
which is the root element of the parse tree, something like that. So the previous
Mhm.
three lines is equivalent to this single line. Okay, and the
Yes.
explanation is present over here. Now till this line, we have seen that we got the root tag name, right? And
Okay.
the root of this XML was data, correct?
Data. Yeah.
So now we reach to the root. Same thing, it is printing over here,
Mhm.
root dot tag. So what is the tag name?
Mhm.
Data. Name of this tag is
Data.
data, right? It is printing over here, right?
Yes.
Is it? It's printing, right? Correct.
Yeah.
Now it is telling
Mhm.
that root dot attrib means, and it is getting the blank means what is the attrib now, right? If it is able to get the value, it will give you the value. Otherwise, it will give you the like this one blank.
Okay.
Okay. Now we come
Root
to
dot
this next
attribute.
lines. It also has the children
Mhm.
nodes, right? It has the three different children nodes. If
Yeah.
you remember, Panama, Singapore, and then
For and
another one.
some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this root is having the children's. Now you want to, if it
Mm-hmm.
is one value, you can give a print directly, right? But if it is having the multiple
Yeah.
value, how you can print it? Through
Mm-hmm.
the for loop only, right? So this is the syntax.
For
You
yeah.
can see for, like it is for I in
Yeah.
something, it is for child
Yeah.
in root. You need to
And
print
root
the child dot tag along with the child dot attribute.
at
Attribute is nothing but the corresponding value. So the child is this one,
yeah.
okay, and these
Mm-hmm.
are the attributes related to that. Name is one attribute, okay. If you
Yes.
further go and look over here in the XML, this is having the name as one attribute, okay. Here maybe also
Yes.
the name is Panama, established year is something, there may be multiple attributes also, okay. We'll talk further
Yes.
how we can reach to the year.
Mm-hmm.
So till now I think it will be clear to you, right,
Yes.
that in the root it is printing. And is there
Mm-hmm.
any explanation needed for this?
Root
It's
01
very
dot
clear,
text.
right? Root is having three fields, right?
Yeah.
So root dot
Till
zero. What is the value? We'll go up and we'll see
yeah.
root dot zero. So root dot zero is nothing but this value. You can pronounce it
Okay.
this one better, right? In that
Yeah.
it is
Yeah.
we are a specific. You just remember that array and list indexing, right? So at
Yes.
one, we'll go to this XML. So now we are at this tag, right?
Yes.
And we are telling that at this one first
Mm-hmm.
location, index one, we are not telling index zero,
Yeah.
correct? We
Yes.
are, this will be your index zero, index one, index two, index three, and index four, correct?
Yes.
So index one, it is year 2008,
No, sir.
correct?
Okay.
So if you come
Yes.
over here, you can see it is going to print you the same dot text means some value is there, right? So how to
Yeah.
print value? For that we have the text already defined one.
Mm-hmm.
If some text is present at that index, it is going to print like this one. Is it
Okay.
confused or it's clear?
No, I got it. It's clear.
Okay, so what you can do, you just go through this documentation only, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Docs.python,
Yeah.
if you click on this one itself, python.org
Mm-hmm.
XML process, and you have to come over here, okay. XML retrieve Python
Yeah.
element, and line by line everything is explained over here. If you see over here, okay, it's
Yeah.
not lengthy, not confusing also. Even
Mm-hmm.
though we have the features that if we read something from that XML, and if we want to modify
Mm-hmm.
something, suppose here the three records is present. Now, if we want to
Yeah.
add some few more records, or some record 2011 is present, you need to update that one. Okay, so how you will update?
Mm-hmm.
First, you need to come to this location. So
Root.
data, then
Yeah.
country name equal to something, then at index one, then equal to something you have to specify like that one, right?
Yes.
So the same thing, this whole documentation is talking the same thing. To modify something,
Oh.
to update something, parsing XML with
Mm-hmm.
namespace. What is the namespace? It is going to tell you. Okay. Then if you come down over
Yeah.
here, see this one, XPath, something like that. So most of the things is not needed, but you should be having this XPath if you are seeing over here, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is for basically expire something related to the testing side, not for our purpose. It is the Selenium testing, so you forget about this one, okay? And but you have
Okay.
to, you see this. All these are the
Index. Okay.
testing, but you can go through it. No, confusion you should have. Now, what are the different available methods over here? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
comment. Dump will simply
Comment
give you
dump.
whole output. It will dump you. Okay.
Okay.
From a string list, ident, everything. These are the different methods which is available inside this package. Okay. And this is the methods. For this, these are the explanations
Okay.
for each and every one. Okay. No need to confuse that it's a very big file. Even though if I have the smaller file also available over here, I can be able to see. Show you. So what I have did over here. Okay. Yeah. Sample.xml. Even though you can get this example from Google also. What it is having?
Mm.
This is one XML file, right? And it is having the food
Yeah.
as a directory. Inside that, it is having the item name, price, okay, and some description is
Mm.
also there.
Yeah.
So some description is there, right? You need to format it out like
Mhm.
this. Then you have the calories, correct?
Oh, yeah.
So how you will come to this calorie now?
So first
First,
we'll
food.
like import this, then
First, you
yeah,
need to come to this metadata.
we can give
Then
it as root, right, Vikram?
you can give the any name. This is the simple Google-based example of the XML.
Okay.
Name even though you can give your name also, there is no issue. So suppose you have
Okay.
the right nodes of the three different persons, right? So how we are
Mhm.
going to write?
Uh, so first,
Suppose
the
P1 is the
data
first.
thing that is.
P1 is the first person. Okay.
Mhm.
P1 is the first person, so it is starting and it is ending. Whatever it is
Mhm.
related to this P1, you need to give over here, right? Like name,
Yeah.
some XY something value you have to give over here. Then you need to close this tag.
Yeah.
Okay. Like this, there are n number of the persons, so always we enclosed into. So suppose you don't want to
One
give any
person's
specific name,
details.
you can give the root name as a
Mm.
person. It will be more meaningful,
Mhm.
right? You can give the p
Okay.
also. You can give the p also. There is no
Yeah.
hard and fast rule that you can't give this name. Let me show you.
Okay.
Suppose this is a 3-1. Okay.
Mhm.
So these are the three different persons. Okay. P1 is one
Yeah.
person, P2 is another person,
Mhm.
and P3 is another person. So
Yeah.
if you are giving the P also, there is no uh, wrong in this one. Even though if you wish, you can give
Mm.
like this one, person one also. There is no
Yes.
confusion, right? Even though you can give the
Yes.
name also, like any name.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. And what is the meaningful that it is if all these you can combine inside like this
One.
one. One package you
Yeah.
can consider 1 minute.
Okay.
Okay. So you can keep all these things inside one root, and that root
Mm.
can be anything. Okay.
Yeah.
Name of that root can be anything, but the if you are giving the related to work, it will be more beneficial, right? Person
Yeah.
details P1, P2, it means it will be in the P1, all are in the person tag. Even though there is no things that you can't give like this one, you can give the name at itself as a root.
Okay.
This will be like how the XML. So
Mm.
it is going to tell you like this, how you are going to work with this one. Okay. Now if you look
Yeah.
over here, it is this one is the XML. Okay.
Mhm.
And the code will be like this one. It's the same whatever we have seen.
Mhm.
Import this one as the et. Now et.parse, and you
Mhm.
need to provide the location where your XML is present, right? And the value is
Okay.
stored inside that my tree. Now my tree dot get
Mhm.
root. If I'm printing, it
Root.
will give
Yeah.
me the root tag name, right? So I'm printing over there. Then
Okay.
my root dot tag. This is the like
Mm-hmm.
list and other things indexing we have seen, right? The same thing we are following.
Yeah.
If we want to print all the attribute names, so we can print it out.
Okay.
If we want to print the attribute name text, what are the text which is presented at, we
Mm-hmm.
can print it out. Even though there is a
Mm-hmm.
possibility for x in my root, so whatever the things is
Mm-hmm.
represented inside that root dot find all, it will be the XML message. If you see here, it is a by default method
Okay.
from this package, whatever we have imported at line number 1. Find all, you
Yeah.
need to specify certain keywords, it will return you some value.
Mm-hmm.
Now on that you can
Okay.
perform some operation. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
now if I'm scrolling down, after reading all the things, okay, if
Okay.
I read something, suppose now I need to write
Mm-hmm.
this thing into a new file. Okay, so for
Okay.
that we have the write method also. If you see, this is the method from the XML
Mm-hmm.
elementary only, write is the method, correct? So
Okay.
my tree dot write, you need to give the location wherever you want to write it, it will get written over it. So for that purpose I have given the name as a new dot XML, and you can see here somewhere in the new dot XML is written with the same content. Okay,
Okay.
what
Yeah.
I'll do, I'll we just
Yeah.
go through that example itself first. I will be trying to
Mm-hmm.
paste this example first. Okay, and
Okay.
this XML file also I will be able to paste you.
Yeah.
Okay, any
Yeah.
doubt till
Sure.
now?